Hey guys, so here's your stuff for Monday, the 25th. So we're getting ready in the warm up for the strength, which is a lot of shoulders. So shoulder circles or forward rolls or shoulder rolls. So you're doing big to, by the end of it, they should be small, right? Oh yeah, sorry, forgot, should be palms up. And then by the end, each one you get a little smaller, and by the end, they look like that. Okay, then you're going to do the same thing back, big as you can possibly make them, sort of medium. Right, so just obviously make that take a little longer, but the idea is warm up the joint, and then kind of, usually you want to feel your back, the muscles in your back. If you're doing these small ones, you're feeling in here, kind of lats and kind of muscles around your scapula. But yeah, you don't have to take it too serious. Bat wings, those are those scap circle things. So you're going to be doing more of kind of warming up the shoulder. So we're going to be going into that hollow position. So we're going to get the legs off the ground and the arms off the ground. Thumbs are up. We're going to keep the arms straight. Okay, so make that controlled, straight arms. You're trying to feel the muscles in your back. Don't rush it. You might not be able to do 10 in a row. If I do them properly, 10 is a lot. So I kind of take a little break in the middle there. But yeah, do all 10. And then push-ups right to the floor, full lockout. Keep them as straight body as possible, but we're not too picky on it. It's just a warm-up. Okay, so what we're doing is shoulder, a little bit of, a lot of shoulders for the warm-up, so, or for the strength. And it's max effort. Basically means you're going to go to failure on every movement, right? Or until form falls apart. So if you, I don't want you to keep going when form falls apart. But shoulder press, if you have a barbell, that's when we got the elbows just in front of the shoulders, and we're using no legs at all. You're just pressing the bar straight up. Okay, so that one's going to burn out pretty quick because we don't get the legs to help. But you want to find like a medium weight. So if you have a bar, you can kind of find a weight that you can probably do, say, 5 to 10 reps. And then when that dies, then you're going to use a little bit of legs. So shoulder press is no legs. I'll just go over all the movements first, and then I'll talk about kind of how you're going to do it. But you're going to go push presses next, so short little dips, and keeping the chest upright, and drive. So I get a little bit more legs, finishing the same way, head through the shoulders, and then I'm going to be doing a push jerk on the last one, even more legs. So I should be able to kind of, even though I failed the push presses, I should be able to do the next one. So it's going to be jump it up, dip and drive, get off the ground a little bit. Okay, so I get to land a little bit lower, which means I don't need to push it so high. So I should be able to technically, if I have all that skill down, I should be able to keep going. Even though my shoulders are completely dead from the first set, I should be able to kind of let the legs take over a little bit. Still use some shoulders, but keep going. So it's kind of like a drop set without dropping the weight. You just kind of make the shoulders work a little bit less and the legs work a bit more. So yeah, so imagine you had a weight that you could do 5 shoulder press, right? And then on the 6th one, it just goes up like this, drops. You got 5, right? Then, so 5 no leg shoulder press, right? Then if I've got push press, my legs get to help. Say I get another 5, right? And then I go up to here, and then it comes up, comes back down. There's my 10 reps total. And then when I get to use my legs even more, right? I'm just going to keep going till as many as I can do, right? So the good thing about this one is that no matter what weight you have, you might be there for a while if you have a really light weight, but you're going to be doing till failure, blow up the shoulders, then till failure on the next one, then till failure on the next one. So it really doesn't matter your weight too much. If you have a bar, try to pick something that it's, not too heavy so that you're getting some reps in, but you don't want to be doing like 50 reps or anything like that of one movement or anything like that. But yeah, so if I've got a, the other thing is go to failure. Don't, what you could do to kind of cheat the scoring a little bit is not do that many shoulder presses, the one that really kind of taxes the shoulder, and then do lots of push presses that aren't so bad on the shoulder, and then do lots, or even do not that many of those, and then just do the one that's all legs. Don't do that. Try to go, honestly, out to full max effort failure, to failure on each one, and be honest with it. It should die a little bit. Your later sets your shoulder should be like, it's 4 sets of max effort sets, so you should be pretty tired in the shoulders by the last set. So you might not be able to add weight as you go. If you have a bar, you might have to kind of stay there, or even go down. Okay. What was I gonna say? Yeah. So be honest. Make sure you go to failure, and then also failure or loss of form. So if I start to do shoulder press that looks like this, right? My body's kind of breaking and I look like that. Time to stop, right? So we're gonna do shoulder press until either the bar goes up or comes back down, but our body stays straight, or we start to do this. I don't want to do anymore. I'm gonna put it back down on my shoulder, and I'm gonna do my push presses, right? Once those push presses start to either fail, where it comes back down, or it looks like that, we start to break, that's when we stop, okay? So I would consider that a fail, right? You maybe get a little bit, right? If you're kind of up like this and it's like, you get your final rep, but it was kind of like a, body started to break a little bit, started to lean back a little bit, it's time to stop, time to move on to the next one, okay? You don't want to keep going after that, right? Okay, so if you have a dumbbell, this might be a little, you might be doing quite a few reps, but one arm of a dumbbell is going to get pretty tired pretty quick. So if I do even just like a 25-pound dumbbell I have here, if I do a bunch of strict press, no legs at all, and then I make that shoulder really tired before I start to use my legs, right? I'm going to really have a tired shoulder. Once I get to failure, dip and drive and press. So use my legs, and then once that starts to fail, okay, and I'm going to do that for each side. So it might take a little bit of time. Like if that was my only dumbbell, I might be getting 20 strict press and then 20 push press and then 20 push jerks. But in the end, it should kind of feel the same for everyone, because no matter what, your shoulders go to that kind of really fatigued point where they can't do anymore, and that's what we're trying to get. For a kettlebell, you're going with that one shoulder, so strict press, okay, and then push press, push jerk, right? That's a little heavier than the other one, so I would have obviously not been able to do as many reps. It was not as comfortable. Yeah, if the weight's a little bit heavy for you, you could use 2 hands. You could hold the dumbbell kind of on either end. You could hold the kettlebell at either end. But if chances are, if you have a dumbbell that's you've been using for all these WODs along the way, and it's been a reasonable weight, you can do. If I can do 5 reps of strict press on one arm, good enough. Stick to one. Okay. I'd rather do that than do 2 arms and get a whole bunch of reps, right? So like I said, the scoring is going to be a little bit skewed compared to, considering which pieces of equipment you have. But don't worry, just get a good shoulder workout out today, okay? Still write it down, still score it, but just know that your number might be off of someone else's based on the weights, based on, if someone didn't kind of go to failure on one of the movements and save their shoulders for the next one, or whatever, okay? But yeah, should be good shoulder workout. Okay, so you're gonna do, for the WOD, it's for time, you're gonna do devil press. So if you have a dumbbell, that would be, usually this is a dumbbell movement. So you're going to do 4 left and 4 right for a total of 8. I don't care how you break it up. You can do left, right, or you can do 4 on the right, 4 on the left, whatever. You're going to do a burpee with your hands on the dumbbell. So your hands going to be on one dumbbell. You're going to have the chest to the floor. You're going to keep your hand on the dumbbell while you bring your feet close to the dumbbell. You're going to swing it in, and you're going to go right up to overhead. Okay, and I'm going to put it down. Depending if I want to switch hands or not, I'm going to put my hands on the ground, do my burpee. Right? Often when I do these ones, the dumbbell is out front, so I don't want to pick it up like this, right? So my back's kind of not ready to pick up anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my butt down, look forward, and then I'm kind of ready to pick something up. I'm going to still swing it in, and then I'm thinking about a kind of a vertical line up, right? Okay, and I don't want to be looking at the floor when I pick this up and doing that, right? If I did too many of those, I'd be feeling my back a little too much, right? So you want to get your butt down, look forward. When I pick it up, even though it's really low down here, get my butt low and ready to go, okay? For the kids' classes, we usually call that angry gorilla back, where I'm sticking my chest out like this, and I'm not angry cat. I don't always use that analogy with the adults, but we got some new people that maybe they kind of need some kind of tips on how to get those back positions, okay? Yeah, deadlifts. Okay, so if you have a kettlebell, same idea. You might not be able to do the push-up with both hands on the dumbbell. So I would just, for this one, I would either, it's a weird push-up, maybe don't push both hands on the ground, and then you're doing a kettlebell snatch. Then I would just come back, do my burpee, get up, do my kettlebell snatch. So you don't keep your hand on it. If I've only got a barbell, I would just do a power snatch. So I would do my burpee on the floor. I'd have my bar with plates, and I would bring it in close. Right? But if you have a dumbbell, it's meant to be a dumbbell movement. Okay? Yeah. So deadlifts, you're going to do these ones to the side. I've been working. I think it's a good core drill for everyone. Kind of keeping us strong and keeping us from twisting. So where we have a little bit of a narrow stance, and you're doing a deadlift, right? Usually I keep my feet a little narrower than a normal deadlift. Some people are almost right together, just to keep those legs out of the way, right? If I do this and I go to kind of like a shoulder width stance or like a squat stance, then I'm kind of hitting my foot, or my knee has to go in, or it's too far out. So I would bring it in, my knees can go out a little bit, okay? If I have a dumbbell, I'm gonna turn the dumbbell down and touch. Same idea with picking up that devil press. I want to be looking forward, my butt down, and I don't want to be looking at the floor and doing that, okay? If you have 2 dumbbells, you could use 2. If the kettlebell is really heavy, you could use it as like a sumo deadlift, but it's got to be, it's a weight that, it's set up in a way that you should be able to do 16 in a row. Or you're doing your barbell deadlift, just make sure it's a pretty light deadlift, like relative to what you can deadlift. It's supposed to be a cardio deadlift, right? So we're going to be going from the shins here, back straight in that setup before we start. Remember, butt and shoulders are rising together and the knees are staying out of the way. Bar's still on my legs. When I get to here, I haven't even raised my chest up yet. From here, I'm now dragging the thigh and raising the chest up to neutral, right? On the way down, my hips are going to go back, the bar's going to stay on my legs until I tip over to the knee, and whatever angle I'm at the knee, with a vertical shin, so the legs are going straight down, butt and shoulders drop together to the floor, or to where the bar would be with the plates. Okay, so you might have a dumbbell for the devil press, barbell for the deadlift, or a kettlebell, or something. You might have 2 different pieces of equipment. That's okay. Just make sure that's not like a heavy deadlift that you're doing, like single deadlifts or anything like that, or like can't do more than 3 to 5 at a time. It should be like, maybe later you can't do all 16, but it's like if I wanted to fresh, I could do 16 deadlifts in a row. So that it's a cardio, right? We got 8 rounds to do. Okay? And then you're doing skipping, 30 double unders. For most, it's not that many, if people are good at double unders. If you're doing single skips, if you don't have any double skips yet, for new people, 1 jump, 2 spins is a double. So I jump up and the rope goes around twice while I'm in the air. Single skips, just 1 jump, rope goes around once. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but usually we double the number. So usually if you're doing singles, you do 60 singles instead of 30. And then usually I scale when people are kind of ready to stick to doubles, don't want to kind of move backwards and go back to singles. 30 might be too many to like be able to keep going for the whole WOD. So maybe you set yourself a nice number like 10, right? Where if you mess up a few times, you still get there. You'll still get some double under practice, but you'll still get a good workout. So maybe that would be a good, you might have to pick that number for you. But yeah, I always recommend if you've got some doubles, you're gonna have to at some point stick to it and kind of battle through if you want to get them. And once you get them, you got them forever. So get past that initial annoying, you know, not getting always a great workout on double under day. This would be a perfect opportunity for you guys to, we've been doing a lot of cardio workouts. You've probably been getting your running in. Maybe this WOD, you're spending a bit more time struggling through some double unders, right? This would be a good time off right now from the gym. It'd be great to come back with a new skill, okay? So yeah, 8 rounds for time, no time down. Good luck.